Hello, this is RK with the Savage Troll, here with a brief demo of the Light and Sight capabilities inside of Map Tool. We start with our heroes. I have an elf, a dwarf, and a human hero ready to enter a room. As some background, I've got the elf set for low light vision, the dwarf set for dark vision, and the human carrying a torch. So one of the nice things about Map Tool, of the many nice things, is it has auto expose in campaign mode. That means when a token moves, it will expose light as it goes. Right now I'm going to go ahead and manually do it, and so as they come up to a door, this is what they see. I've got the door manually cracked open a little bit, and that's just from the map itself has that, so I included it. Should heroes open the doors fully, you can always remove the vision blocking that I've got in place. So this is what the hero sees when he first entering the room. Being a hero, he's going to proceed in. And the white circles and lines that you're seeing are what he could see if he exposes and removes the fog of war. So this is what he sees. You see some pillars here, and with pillars, the way you do vision blocking layer on those is you set a cross in there, and so that's what you're seeing here. And I'll turn that on just briefly so you can see what I would see as a DM when I'm first creating it. See these blue lines? That's what's called VBL, or vision blocking layer. You can see with the pillars I did a cross in there to keep you from seeing all the way through the pillar, but it's still giving you the ability to see the nice artwork that comes with the pillar itself. Okay, that turned off. Now, were it an observant player, he might see this axe hanging on the wall, but he's a hero with a helmet on, so he didn't. Alright, next to move is the dwarf. Now he's got dark vision, and so he doesn't actually need light to see. But you can see I've created light sources here, 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 and here. And if you want to actually see where you've got your light sources, you can do a Control K to show them. And they'll show up. Alright, so I'm going to turn off player mode and go into GM mode. And there you can see the light. And you can also see in GM mode that I've got a troll sitting up here, but he's currently hidden by the shadow. So what the players think is an axe hanging on the wall is actually a troll waiting back there. Alright, once again going back to what the players see. Now the elf has low light vision, and he's a little bit different than the human in that any vision he sees will be magnified. Any light will be magnified by 2. So in this case, he can see this guy over here. So he warns everyone. And on his turn, the dwarf will come in. Our troll charges out towards the hero, and combat begins. Now to adjust the vision type for the tokens, you simply edit the token, go to the config tab, and select what sort of vision they have. In this case, you see you always have to do the has sight and dark vision. It's also important the PC versus NPC flag over here. Okay. Now the way you set up vision is under Edit, Campaign Properties, and there are 2 tabs in here that come into play. One is Light, which lets you define the kind of light that you're going to have. Right now I've got brazier, torch, and candle. And this says that they're circular. They are, in the case of the torch, it has a 2-inch radius, a solid light, and a 4-inch shadowy radius. That means it's not going to show the map up in quite as sharp a detail if you have these second numbers in here. Candle's the same way. Alright, under sight, we declared, in this case, dark vision is declared with an R. That means that you can see regardless of any light source being present. And oftentimes what you'll see is this R1 beside some of the other visions, and that lets the players always see their token. Or R.5 is also used, regardless of what the lighting is, so that they won't lose their character in Fog of War. You can also define conic vision if you wish. If your game system declares that you only have a 60-degree arc in front of you or a 120-degree arc, then you're able to define that as well. Now the way you set up maps, I'm going back to GM mode. You'll see that these blue lines represent the VBL, and this is the way I have it currently defined on this map. You'll see back here I give a little bit of a chamber to come into, so an entry chamber, and I've drawn the VBL right down the doorway. Now in the game, if you were going to say, if the character said they opened the door, you would just erase that. And the way you normally do this, that has draws a solid block VBL, and you would just come in and hit the shift key to remove it versus add it, and just do something like that. And that would remove all of that, so that they could see more as they came in. To add fog, if you've gone through this several times, it also has fog. It has a similar sort of tools. Normally, if you just select it like that, it's going to remove the Fog of War from an area, but once again with a shift, you're able to add it back. And that's the way you can, after you've run through your dungeon once, after you've got your VBL set and everything set just the way you want it, you can add that and remove it. Remove. Now the other thing is light sources. I'm going to show my light sources again. You'll note that I've got one right here to denote a little bit of light before you head into the chamber. Now I've got the actual light source hidden right now. Where I've got it placed. I place it on an information marker typically. And I place it on the background layer. Now these maps I've applied to the background layer. So I'm going to arrange and send to back on this image I've plopped down. And there's the information marker. And this is where I would assign him light source, clear all, clear lights. In this case I gave him the light of a brazier. I did that for each of the light sources here, and here, and here. Information marker in here. And so then to get rid of those information markers that you really don't want showing up, just arrange and bring to front, and they disappear. The Control K to make the light sources themselves invisible. Now the players won't see those little light markers. Okay. And so that's a quick and dirty tutorial on how to work lights and sights in Map Tool.